And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. Thanks so much for joining us. Well, today marks 1 year since 4 students were tragically killed in the Oxford High School shooting. And now, to honor those lives that were lost, the community has come together to again honor their memory. For more on that, we're joined by Fox 2 reporter Dave Kinchin, and he's live in Michigan. Hey, Dave, how are you? Tell us more.
I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well this evening as well. I have to tell you, this service here at Bridgewood Church in Clarkston, just outside of Detroit, was very moving. For one reason, a lot of the church singers in the band on stage, very young, high school aged, they weren't just singing through their wonderfully trained voices, they were still singing through a very real pain that feels raw 1 year later. Just one of many moments where they paid tribute to those who were lost, those who were injured, and those who rushed in to save as many lives as possible. It began with a standing ovation for the first responders who answered that most difficult call 1 year ago. Then the evening turned inward with Christian songs of hope and healing at Bridgewood Church in Clarkston. The Oxford Strong community remembering the unforgettable smiles and precious souls of Tate, Madisyn, Hana, and Justin, 4 of their own gone but never forgotten.
Thank you, God, that we can rely on you whenever life deals us unexpected blows, whenever unfair things happen, whenever people are taken from us far too soon, we can go to you. You're the author of life.
2 Oxford students, Savannah and Brooklyn, opening their hearts to talk about their story of survival.
I started texting my family. I texted my brother first, and he answered. I was like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I'm fine." I was like, come on, give me more than that. And then I texted my mom and my dad and my friends that were in the school, telling them that I love them because I wasn't sure what was going to happen.
I picked up my phone and I opened it, and there's just like messages just flooding my phone from my friends, like asking if I was okay. And in that moment, with all of those messages, I felt love, and I responded to every single one of the messages that I got.
The Bridgewood lead pastor spoke of rushing to the Myre as survivors were reunited with families, and where 4 families learned the worst news anyone could possibly get.
We, along with the Sheriff's Department, were going to inform the families of the 4 students that didn't make it. And in those moments, you kind of think to yourself, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? I've been in those situations many a times, but it's like, what is going to be something that you could do or say that's going to bring any kind of comfort in that moment? And all there was pain, and there was a lot of heartache, and there was a lot of brokenness, and a lot of every emotion.
And after more song and more prayer, the congregation illuminated the night with a final act of worship. But by no means is this an end to the struggle to understand why, 1 year later. I give you everything, 'cause your goodness is running out to from the lead pastor. Interesting hearing him talk about their role, not just as clergy, not just as spiritual leaders, but as first responders as well. And 1 year later, they're still at the helm, leading that spiritual recovery and healing in all of this. We're live tonight in Clarkston, Michigan, outside of Detroit. Dave Kinchin, back to you.
Dave, that was a very emotional story, and I'm sure that the last year has been so difficult for students, parents, and also the school district itself. Now, we know that the school district made some changes after this tragedy. What were some of those changes that went into place?
Yeah, they really did an overhaul on their security apparatus. They put in threat detection technology, metal detectors, more surveillance cameras and surveillance systems, but there's still questions about why? How could all of this have happened in the first place? There's questions about the investigation itself. 2 board members on the school board resigned, and they say they haven't really been able to say everything they've wanted to because of several investigations. There's a lot of things still going on here, but certainly an overhaul in security. One thing we saw clearly presented to parents and then the overall community once kids went back for school this year.
All right, Dave Kinchin, thanks so much for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. We appreciate it.
Yep.